Here comes Scales, slithering hither and thither. Get up, sucker, now it's time to deliver. Cobra Commando once tried to hold a candle, but Evander and Foreman and even Tyson couldn't handle the host of the show with the Technodrome, you know, giving their opinion in the Serpentine Dominion. Got something else to do. I almost laughed. Give it the shaft. It's time for Scales Snake Draft.
Welcome back, everybody, to our monthly segment of Scales Snake Draft. We have a great topic for you this week. I'm the only one cheering for myself, apparently.
Yep.
No love for my co-host here.
Nope.
It's just because Zoom doesn't let two sounds come through at once. We were cheering
right.
really
What was
loud.
that? I can't hear you. What
Yeah.
what was it?
Let's keep cutting each other off.
We were cheering really loudly. You just didn't hear us.
All right, I'll go with that. All right, we have a great, timely topic this week for all of our fans out there, especially our sports fans. We are, for all that don't know, we are amidst a historical moment coming in the baseball season right now, hopefully. Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees is sitting on 60 home runs as we speak. We're recording tonight on September 26th. The Yankees have 10 games left, including tonight. He is trying to surpass Roger Maris's American League record of 61 home runs from way back in 1961, which was 61 years ago, which is really odd.
Shit!
Yeah, really,
Oh, wow.
really odd.
I didn't realize all those connections. 61, 61, 61.
Yeah,
Wow.
very, yeah. You know, numbers are romantic to a lot of people, especially in baseball statistics. Just a huge part of the history. Yes, big
That
nerd
sounds
alert.
suspiciously like something a math major would say.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, he would. So, with that being said, we are going to be drafting tonight our 90s home run derby teams. So, this is how it's going to work. We're each going to have 4 picks, and we are drafting 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, counting with Duffy. Very good. We are going to be drafting home run studs, home run guys who just clobbered baseballs in the 90s. You know, a lot of big names. I'm not going to say any yet because we're going to draft them. We want people to be surprised if they, if there's some, ones, the names you haven't heard in a while. But that's what we're going to do. We want to celebrate this home run chase that's happening right now in MLB and put our little spin on it with Scale Snake Draft and draft our own set of. We're going to make our own home run derby teams and see whose set of 4 players would win a home run derby in our fantasy world. You guys good? Any questions, any comments before we begin?
I think I'm good.
I was waiting for the negative.
I'm good.
Good. All right. So the order this week is going to be Scales will be first, I'll be first, and then Duff, and then Castagna with the swing pick. So, without further ado, let us begin the Home Run Derby 90s edition Scales Snake Draft. Duffy, do you? Yes, thank you. I was hoping you had that. Thank you, Duffy.
Wrong sport, but I don't care.
It's
I just
okay.
love it. I love
It
it.
doesn't matter. It's a great sound. It makes me wish that we can go back to the fantasy draft because that's the best day of the fantasy season. My season's probably already over in multiple leagues.
Oh, stop.
So it gives me warm and fuzzy feelings.
Actually,
okay.
I'm right there with you, but that's a whole other episode of a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm ready. My first pick, this was easy for me. This guy, lifetime 630 home runs, just an iconic figure of the 90s in general, but 90s baseball, a 3-time home run derby champion in the 90s. I'm going with Ken Griffey Jr. Just the iconic left-handed swing. I mean, not a Griffey fan, eh?
We are. It's just I wanted to boo you.
Oh, the fans aren't. Okay.
It's tough to say that as a Yankees fan, too.
It is. He never really has nice things to say about the Yankees, but from some of the stories that I've read, some of those things might be well deserved. So, but the stats speak for themselves. The numbers speak for themselves. This guy is just one of the greatest of all time. And like I said, that sweet left-handed stroke, that iconic, he had his own brand and logo, and that swing was that logo. And it's just something that if you grew up in the 90s, that's something that's just etched in your mind. You'll never forget that. It's kind of what Air Jordan was to basketball there, that the Griffey logo was for a little while there for baseball fans. So that's my first pick, Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Duffy, you're up there, buddy.
So many choices here. I mean, could I go more single season kind of guys like the random season that Brady Anderson had? How about Ken Caminiti before he died of a heart attack because of steroids?
Oh my God. Wow. James,
I'm just going right into it. But you know what? The 90s meant steroids. And, you know, there's no way to look around it. Yes, there should be an asterisk, you know, next to their names if they ever get into the hall, which I'm sure one day maybe they'll get their own wing or something. But that's what the 90s were about. And if the goal here is to win a home run derby and take it to the next level here, I'm going to go, give me the juiced guys. So number one on my pick, I got to grab the guy that looked like he was literally holding a toothpick when he swung the bat. Mr. Mark McGwire, iconic. The guy looked like it just looked like the tiniest little thing that he was holding in his hand, and the ball would just like explode off of his bat. And you know, yes, he was on steroids, obviously, but I mean, that home run chase kind of brought interest back into baseball after the strike in '94. So, you know, yes, it hurt it, but at the same time, yes, he kind of helped bring it back a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Mark McGwire, first pick.
Big Mac.
Yeah, I loved him back then.
Big Mac.
He did. He brought. I mean, like you said, Duffy, as the 90s were steroids era, but it did bring a lot of eyes back to the sport, and maybe they left after the steroid trial. Hopefully, maybe they came back later. Hopefully, but I
mean, that could be a podcast too that we could go about, like that. The whole trial, and you know, the people randomly forgetting how to speak English, but that's a whole other thing. Or turning into a Dracula or whatever.
Oh man, a lot of characters.
There's something very satisfying about watching McGwire hit a home run, though. Like when you look back at the highlights, just because the ball screams off the bat.
Yeah, it's like it had a rocket booster on it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those fucking shots.
But I mean, and then he hit what 49 or 42 home runs his first season before he got big. So
absolutely, the Bash brothers with Canseco.
Yeah. So that's why you know people say like, oh, steroids don't make you a good baseball player, but it's like if you have skill already, you know. It's going to add, you know, if it adds 20 or 30 feet, you know, if you go from warning track power to parking it in the seats,
there are definitely plenty of other names that we could go over that fall into that same category.
Yeah,
but from my first choice, I'm going to go with a guy who was never accused of anything.
Ray Ordonez.
You know, I've been talking about that joke all day, and you had to take it from me. Unbelievable, but it's not what I was going to say. I'm going with the big hurt, Frank Thomas.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are going clean. I see what you guys are doing. Okay.
Yeah. Even though he was a big name and an enormous human being back then.
Well, he's advertising for low testosterone medications supplements on TV. So
is he?
He's still no, not Izzy, but Frank Thomas. The big hurt. Low. I think it's called like something for low T. In case you're interested, I don't know. But
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, my levels they're good. But yeah, I mean he had big numbers. You know, could hit for average before he got injured. Was just an amazing hitter, and another guy who he made it look effortless because he didn't even look like he was swinging that hard. He was just so big, and his swing was just so sweet. And a lot of it, even though he is so strong, a lot of it was in the wrist. When you take a look at it, just the mechanics of it, the wrist, and a lot of the power comes from his legs, which are, you know, you said that McGwire looked like he was swinging a stick, you know, like a little toothpick. It looked like Frank Thomas was propped up on trees. So he's just like just a big guy.
Tricks. Yeah,
and you know, seems like a nice guy too. So I'm going with the big hurt. And then since I get the next pick, I am going to go another clean guy, another enormous individual who hit moonshots. I'm going with Cecil, Big Daddy.
Nice. I knew it.
Yep. I randomly found a video of him hitting a home run on YouTube, and I shared it with you guys. Remember Scales, the one where I don't know if he actually hit out of the stadium or it just looked like he did, but yeah, just like unbelievable watching the ball come flying off his bat.
These huge, these huge guys would just make it look so simple to hit a ball. It's just miles.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember going to a Yankee game with my father and my friend Charlie, and Cecil hit a home run. I think it was to right center field, and it looked like it went clear out of the stadium. I remember you're like, it went out of the park. It didn't, but like it was a ridiculous blast, and it wouldn't have surprised me if it did, because he was just banging the ball around. Not a great runner. I remember when he stole his first base. That was funny. So, if the home run derby involved running a quick 40-yard, probably not. But yeah. So Frank Thomas and Cecil, my first two choices.
I like it. A couple big fellas there. All right, Duffy.
All right.
Your second pick.
Let's bring the Bash brothers back together. Give me Jose Canseco.
All right.
The guy is off of his rocker right now. He's just completely a mental case. He might be even most famously known for letting a fly ball bounce off of his head and go over the wall for a home run. But he was another guy. He's one of the guys that have been most outwardly spoken about, talking about steroids and how he's taken them, and he's known everybody that has taken them, and it's just a thing that people do in baseball. But he still, follow him on Twitter. He still challenges people to like home run derbies and stuff. And I remember seeing him in like more of the Atlantic Independent League and like hitting home runs in Bridgeport. And he's just he's a beast. I mean, another guy who had a ton of talent before. I don't know exactly when he started taking, but he would, wasn't he like a 30
college
for 30 guy or 40-40 guy or one of those?
He said he started taking steroids when he was 18 and took them for his entire career.
That doesn't surprise me.
He never would have made the majors without him.
Yeah. But he was fast too. I think he had, stolen bases, all that stuff too. But yeah, he's just another guy. Just, give me the juice.
He was the first 40-40, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was up there. But
I didn't know that.
Give me give me McGuire, then give me Canseco, and give it. Let's do this.
Bash Bros. Nice.
Bash Bros.
And Jose Canseco bat is the choice of bat for Casey Jones.
No, it would be.
And
what is that? A Jose Canseco bat? Tell me you didn't pay money for that.
And of course the famous line in Liar Liar that he was going to be Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
So
who else is going to hit that famous Nomo slider?
So jeez.
Oh man.
Exactly. You had to be of age back then to even know who Hideo Nomo is. Who he's talking about.
It's funny
because now people are like Nomo.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account that I follow, and I don't know if he's a baseball writer or something, but he's been posting like he's gonna names a team, and he's like name the first player that pops into your head when I say a team. And the other day he said Dodgers, and Nomo was the first guy that popped in my head. Hideo Nomo. I don't know why. Just think of
Dodgers, and Nomo is the first name that comes in.
Yeah, I don't know why. He threw that no hitter in the '90s, and for some reason I just always link him.
Well, that wind up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was Enigma.
Not like Koufax.
No, I mean it's like random. It says name a random.
Okay. So like a random
not
guy.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
The first one that popped in my head was Tommy Lasorda. He's the manager.
Getting knocked down by the foul ball in the All-Star game.
That is one of the funniest sports blooper clips. That and when he ran after the Philadelphia Fanatic. You ever see that one?
Yeah. So good. All right, moving along. I've got 2 picks in a row here. And let's see. Duffy, I'm going to follow you into the steroid path.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's so many guys here that probably did and we don't know. And then there's the ones that
there's that too, yeah.
There's ones that we definitely know. And, the one that we definitely know, and he broke all the records. I just want him on my home run derby team because I know he's going to crush balls. And that's Barry Bonds.
I think you put his name in correctly.
Did I put his name in? Where did I put?
Should be John Dowd.
John Dowd, yes, the legendary MVP baseball for PlayStation 2. Yes, Barry Bonds wouldn't sell his rights to the game, so he's John Dowd.
MLBPA was not happy, so they created John Dowd. Beast.
I didn't know that. That's really funny.
Yeah. MVP baseball. What was that? I forget which year it was. Or I think they did that. Didn't they do it a couple years or something? But
might have been 04 and 05.
I know this doesn't fit in our year bracket.
That's okay.
But still.
Yeah, a lot of our fans will probably remember that.
I hope
that's really funny.
Yeah,
John
but
Dowd.
I'll go with Barry Bonds. Obviously, we all know single season home run champ, 73, all time home run
Is this
champ, 62.
Was he was also a 40-40, right? Or he was at least
Yes.
30-30.
Well, that was
Might have been a
before.
40-40.
Wasn't that before his head got massive?
Yeah, before.
When he was like, actually, he's a really good baseball player, and then he just brought it to
was-
another level.
Tremendous. I mean, like we said about, well, I don't know about McGuire when he started the steroids, but Bonds, if
He
you didn't
started
start
like
him
the
in
second season.
I think he was like
Oh,
6. Like
he was six years
I
old.
think
Okay, he was getting it like with his like tetanus shot, and all those
Lunchbox.
shots at the doctors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some on your cereal.
All right, so I'm going with Bonds. I got Griffey and Bonds, and then for my third pick, I'm going to go with a homer pick. I'm going to go with a Yankee, and I'm going to go with the 1997 Home Run Derby champion Tino Martinez. Didn't compile a lot of home runs in his career. He ended up with 339, but he hit 47 and 97. I think that was his best year, and he just had that sweet left-handed stroke. Yeah, I'm hoping that this home run derby takes place in Yankee Stadium with the short porch because it'll suit my three left-handed hitters very well.
You don't want to grab like Scott Brocious or somebody like that?
Nah, Tino. There's something about Tino. I just love that guy. He's just one of those Yankees. I don't know, from that era.
And he had
Soft-spoken guy. Just
won the
Go ahead,
fans over, and he had big shoes to fill.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, coming in from Mattingly and did a tremendous job. Obviously, was a key cog in the dynasty years. So I'm going with Tino. Duffy, your third pick.
I mean, might as well keep this train going. Give me the one who is apparently turned into, a very pale vampire. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what he looks sickly. He just does not look like himself, but give me Slammin' Sammy Sosa. Put him with that, the Bash brothers, and I mean, yeah, give me all the steroids, give me these guys, and obviously he's known for going swing for swing with Big Mac back in the day, and he was part of that whole home run barrage. But I feel like out of everybody, he is the one that's been the most like forgotten about. Like they just don't even care about him. I mean, at least some of these other guys, you bring up their names and like. I mean, McGuire, what was he, still a hitting coach for a little bit? I want to say. So, like, at least some of these guys are still involved in baseball. But, like, I feel like Sosa's been, like, banned. I mean, it doesn't help that he does look like a vampire, but
he's obviously got some identity
he's got something going on, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, give me him back in his heyday. I'd like to see you try to compete with this trio so far.
There's a picture of him when he's doing an interview and he's wearing pink, and it was after he lightened his skin, and there's a lot of memes about it, and someone was like Sammy Sosa looking like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
I remember that. I've seen that.
I didn't see that one. You got to send that to me.
You know what the thing is with him? It's because he was so evasive during the steroid trial.
Yeah.
Only speaking through his lawyer and never coming clean about it. McGuire, even though he didn't come off great during the steroid trial, afterwards, at some point he's like, yes, I did it, and got to move on from there. Giambi admitted it at the time and was able to, he was basically forgiven by the fans.
Yeah,
the chance.
So people just be honest. I mean, we all know. I mean, you're only making yourself look stupid. That's, I think, a lot of people still are upset.
Be
with
like Rafael. Be like Palmeiro.
Yeah.
Be very honest.
Yeah. So let's. I wanted to ask you guys a question. Do you remember during the home run chase, so 98, that Pepsi did do you remember Pepsi doing a promotion where they had under the caps of like the 20-ounce sodas, it might have been the 2 liters too, but I remember the 20 ounces, some of them would have the number of home runs that would be the winning, like who, McGuire or Sosa, how many would they finish with? And if you had that number under the cap, you would win, I don't remember I'm sure it was money, some kind of $1 million or something. Do you remember that?
I vaguely remember something like that.
I only drink RC Cola. Sorry.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well,
no, I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Yeah, is this when you're eating your Figatoons or whatever the hell those things were called?
They were definitely called Figaroos at some point. But they're and I couldn't find them. I went to the store. I couldn't find any.
Yeah, because
Figure Tunes. While he's watching Tiny Toons, yes.
Drinking you bet.
Yeah, cartoons.
All right, Cass. Let's. You got your final 2 picks here. Who's going to round out your home run derby team?
I am going to go with one of my favorite, probably my favorite player growing up. Maybe my favorite player of all time. I'm going with Darryl Strawberry.
Nice.
Even though the 90s were not even close to his heyday, and he didn't put up big numbers, he did not actualize his potential as he should have. When he first came into the league, he was going to be the next Babe Ruth in some people's eyes. He had a great run with the Yankees, even though it was troubled like he was for many years. He hit home runs in clutch spots. Oh, yeah. And you're talking about first guy in this draft, Griffey. It's tough to say who has the sweetest swing from that era. Yeah, because and I was saying that it's so satisfying watching McGuire hit home runs just because the ball explodes off the bat. But watching Strawberry hit home runs, it's like it's like an art form. It's poetry in motion. Especially that one where he hit it off the roof of, what was it, the Expo Dome or one of the Dome stadiums. You ever see that clip? You don't know that one, Duff?
The Expo Dome?
Where they? I don't remember the Expo Stadium.
They were playing, hit like the catwalk or something, or whatever the thing was on the top. You talking about?
They were playing in a dome.
Moon shot.
He hit towering home run. He hit the roof, and even he's running the bases like, what just happened? But yeah, just unbelievable. And happy he's another one I got to see play. I remember I went to a game with my dad, and I was like, if Darryl hits a home run today, I'll be happy. And it was when he's at the plate, and he bashed one that at bat, and then hit a second one, I think like 2 at bats later. So meant a lot. Loved watching Darryl play, and glad that it seems like he's actually gotten his life together.
Yeah.
He does. And when we went to Vegas years back, our friend Dirk and I sat right in front of him on the airplane.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. I should have said something to him, but I didn't.
Did you not say anything to him?
I don't like to I don't really see famous people out and about that often. When I do, I usually just want to leave them alone. Like
I feel bad.
But I found out he was hanging out in the back of the plane, and everybody was going up to him saying stuff. So I just want to tell him like, hey, you were my favorite player growing up. That's it.
And he would have given you a little bump.
Yeah. That's all I want. Just a little fist
a little bump.
Nah, no bumps. All right, I get this my last pick, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna venture into the steroid territory for the first time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. Nice.
Welcome in.
And I think it's because of the batting stance, and it's because it was a very fun batting stance to imitate when we used to play baseball in my driveway. I'm going with Mo Vaughn.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just that bizarre.
The New York Met great.
I forgot he played.
They named a sandwich after him. Come on.
That's
Carnegie Deli.
Another guy hit towering shots. Even when the Yankees were playing against Boston, you didn't want to see him hit a home run, but when you did, it's like just such a weird stance, a weird swing, and again, it was one that was fun to imitate, like messing around playing baseball in the driveway with my friends. And I remember, it must be just the mechanics of the stance, because I remember I hit a pitch just exploded off the bat, but hit power lines. I don't know how far it would have gone because I ended up hitting power lines and just stopping dead. But
you're like Strawberry hitting the roof.
Yeah.
Nice. Mo Vaughn and Strawberry to round out Castagna's team. I like it. Very good. All right, Duffy. Your final pick.
I want to keep it in the steroid, with the steroid theme I'm going, but I got a guy here, and it's just, I think he would round it out very well. And if my team ever got into a fight, I would win because he's an absolute maniac.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go Albert Bell.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Albert Bell. It's just this guy, I don't know. I feel like he's just not talked about enough. I know people probably just don't like him because he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He was very aggressive. He was apparently just not a nice guy to deal with. But this guy just he played hard. I don't know if he was really ever on any of those lists for steroids. Wouldn't surprise me because maybe that's why he was so angry all the time. I don't know, but I mean, yeah, some of those teams he was on, he was the focal point of that lineup, and yeah, this guy had power. He was strong, and like somebody you would not want to meet in like a dark alley or something and piss off or something. So I'm gonna round that out with somebody there.
How about when he met was it Fernando Vina when he ran to second base and completely laid him out?
Did he like clothesline him or something?
Yeah, he like shoulder tackled him into oblivion. That was amazing.
Is that when that was around the time Lex Luger was the narcissist, right? I think maybe him with the bionic forearm.
Got him with the steel plate.
Yeah. The reason why people don't talk about Bell is because it seemed like he went out of his way to be an asshole.
Yeah,
like some guys are a little crusty. He just seemed like he was like just a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's my pick. I mean, there's so many other options I could have gone with, but yeah.
But he was great.
Definitely.
But I don't know if he was on the
90s,
steroid list or not, but I don't know.
Speculation, but I mean,
yeah. And so many of these guys that we don't know, they could be. All right, my final pick. This is tough because there's a guy that was a home run king in the 90s, but I'm not going to pick him. Maybe we'll do an honorable mention, and I'll mention him.
Ooh.
But my fourth pick is going to be a guy who, like Castagna mentioned, he loved Mo Vaughn's stance and emulated it. This guy's stance I used to love emulating when I play wiffle ball because of the way he wiggled his bat with such ferocity, and it's Gary Sheffield. I need to put a right-handed bat in my lineup here, so I'm going to go with the Chef. Always loved Sheffield. Obviously played for the Yanks there in the 2000s a little bit, and that's when I really learned more about him. He was up
the
with
New
the
York
Dodgers
Met
there,
great.
with the Marlins, with the Mets. The Brewers came up with the Brewers. But just
as like a shortstop or something, or second baseman?
Third baseman. Third baseman. Yeah,
Okay.
he came up as a third baseman. But I just his swing with that wag that he did, and his bat speed was just phenomenal. Like I still don't think I've seen a hitter swing a bat as fast as he would. And I would always get excited when it was going to be a left-handed pitcher he's facing, because I could just know that whether he hits it 3 decks up past to the left of the foul pole, or hopefully it'd be a home run, he was going to cream these left-handed pitchers, because that's what he just was able to see the ball and just crack it, and just got me so excited to watch him play. So I'm going to go with Gary Sheffield as my final pick. And that rounds out our
delicious.
It's like an oatmeal cream pie. I'll go cream run pie through is our classic. Oh, there you go. Oh, that wasn't creamy and delicious. I'll go through our top 4, our picks, and then we can do an honorable mention. So my home run derby team will consist of Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, Tino Martinez, and Gary Sheffield. Duffy's team is Big Mac, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, the Bash brothers together there once again, Sammy Sosa, and Albert Bell. And Castagna rounded off with the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, Cecil Fielder, Darryl Strawberry, and Mo Vaughn. Oh, that doesn't happen when you're on steroids, so I don't think any of those.
Got him. Got him.
Quickly, any honorable mentions? Duffy, do you have any honorable mentions? A guy or two that you'd have liked to pick, but we didn't have enough choices?
I mean, if I'm sticking, I know I mentioned his name before. If I'm sticking to the steroid little thing that I'm doing here, let's go with 1996 Brady Anderson.
Nice.
Leadoff hitter, Baltimore Orioles, hit 50 home runs that year. Came out of absolutely nowhere. And yeah, he was a guy that was on the juice, and it showed that you can take a mediocre career, because I don't think he ever really stuck out as anything amazing, and hit for power all of a sudden. So I'm going to throw in a little honorable mention, throw him in there for his 1996 season.
He never tested positive though.
I thought he was on some lists or something like that as like a steroid dude, or that tried it for a little bit.
I don't know. There's always speculation because, like you said, he came completely out of nowhere.
I got it. Let me send a DM to Canseco. He probably knows.
He'll respond. I'll give you the full list. Castagna, any honorable mentions?
Fred McGriff, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he is.
The crime dog.
Like
Crime dog. Yeah.
he was another one, very quietly a consistent, great player. Never any suspicion of being on steroids.
I was hoping you'd say Derek Bell.
Only if he
Mr.
could
Mustache.
impersonate his voice. Deepest voice ever.
He lived on a houseboat. He would drive to the game. Got his paychecks in cash. Never wore the same suit twice. There's all true things about him.
Legend.
Oh, he's great. But yeah, Fred McGriff,
Fred McGriff.
just
okay.
consistent, great player. Inexplicably not in the Hall of Fame, despite having better numbers than many guys who are in there.
Yeah, a lot of guys out there. It just doesn't add up, and I feel like these baseball writers hold grudges against certain players for whatever reason, and they don't vote them, and that's BS. It's horrible.
That's like I was
hate
looking.
those.
I was looking at Frank Thomas earlier today, and he got like 80% of the vote. What 20% of writers are like? It's
annoying.
incomprehensible to me that
It's such a
Mariano was the
stupid thing.
like Rivera was the first one to get 100%. Really, Rivera?
Yeah.
Like
It shouldn't be.
It's dumb. It's dumb, and it's just these writers. They want to get a name for themselves. It's the same thing with like when they're voting for like the MVP or something like that, and like it's an obviously clear cut winner, and there's one guy that has to not vote for him so he can just get his name out there and people talk about him. They need to get this taken away from them and have like a partial like fan vote, a partial like writer vote, like player vote, like have something combined or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
Oh, one other Pedro Serrano.
Oh yes.
Ooh, all right. If we're going movies, that's a whole other route.
Do you have a movie?
Benny the Jet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was fast, but man, that kid could hit. He had power. Or the great Hambino.
Yes.
Tom Selleck and Mr. Baseball when he's not in his Shrumpf.
All good selections there. The one I was going to mention earlier that almost was my fourth pick was Juan Gonzalez. Juan Gon. Yeah, it's just another iconic 90s baseball figure. He was on the Rangers there, and they had a good team for a while in the 90s.
I just remember him having like a gajillion RBIs every year.
Oh yeah, he was just a machine. Like he really was. He finished with, let's see, he didn't even hit 500 home runs, which I was surprised. He ended his career with 434, but he probably had a crap ton of RBIs, and he's probably high up on that list.
What wasn't he like? I want to say I read something like recently was on some independent league, like still playing baseball.
Oh really?
Like, I think so. I want to say
amazing
that
if that's
it was
case.
either him. I don't think it was Palmero. I think it was Juan Gonzalez. It was. I don't know if it was like charity or something. I don't know, but it was. I saw it. I don't know. Whatever.
Him and who was the first baseman there for the Braves and the Mets that was playing until he was like 52?
Oh,
Julio Franco.
Julio Franco, is he still playing somewhere in Japan or something?
I don't think so, but he got so old that he just couldn't get around in a fastball, so everything he hit was the other way. But he still worked.
He knew where to place it.
Yeah, he just couldn't. He literally could not pull it anymore. That's what she said.
I was gonna do it. I wasn't sure if it made sense or not. So glad you did. All right, so
This is a very juicy conversation.
Yes, they're all juiced up here. I want to ask you guys quickly before we leave. We were talking about Aaron Judge at the beginning of this episode. Any guesses for where he'll finish? I know I said we're recording this on the 26th of September, and after tonight he'll have 9 games left. He's at 60 home runs right now. Castagna, any guesses where he'll finish?
I think he ties it and doesn't break it.
61. Okay. Duffy, where do you think he'll end up?
65.
65. All right. Nice. I like it. I think Castagna, we were talking last week, I said 66. It's not looking as likely anymore. I'll say 63.
Okay.
He's still hitting the ball. He's got a base hit tonight on his one at bat. So he's going for the Triple Crown, which is a pretty amazing feat in itself. So we'll see how Aaron Judge does. And I hope everyone enjoyed this topic. A little baseball chatter, a little home run talk, get some 90s feels going on, take a glimpse back down memory lane. Everyone, please subscribe to us on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're trying to hit 2,000 followers on TikTok. Please help us get there. Give us a review, comment, like, all that good stuff. Listen to us on Apple and Spotify every week. We're giving you great content. We're here for you. Let us know what other topics you want us to touch, and we'll We'll hit them all. We'll do it. We'll do what we can. We'll hit them out of the park.
We'll touch them all.
We'll touch them all. That's right. All right, everybody. Until next time, we will see you down the road. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, cream pie is classic.